Alrighty, what's up everybody? Ian here. How we feeling? Again, I know I've said this before, but I don't ask that enough. How are you guys doing? You know what? Leave a comment down below. Okay, let's take this time, let's just get right into it, to acknowledge that Alex Ovechkin made history by surpassing Wayne Gretzky's all-time goal record of 894, and he broke it with his 895th goal this week. Huge! Congratulations to him. The quote should now be, "You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. Alex Ovechkin, Michael Scott." The Pirates are following the yellow brick road all the way to the recycling plant instead of more wins. And the NFL is finally getting rid of the chain gang. I thought we abolished that when Lincoln was president. Good on you, NFL, for getting with the times. This is number 148 of Hoagies and Pierogis, and it's almost time for a new intro, folks. Almost.
Live from Central Pennsylvania with your host Ian DiCarlo, this is Hoagies and Pierogis.
The Ski Stash! The Ski Stash!
Welcome to the Big Ten.
Beezer's going drink, man. Let's go!
But yes, like I said, congratulations, Alex Ovechkin. Goal number 895, and it was a pretty damn good goal as well.
We'll try to force it to him if he's open. Here is Ovechkin. Shoots! He scores! He scores! Number 895!
It got past to him as he came flying down basically as fast as he could, it looked like, and he cranked that thing in there for a goal. I'm really glad they took the time to celebrate it and everything and let him, have that moment. Now, is he the most prolific goal scorer of all time? Yes, there's no doubt about that. No active player is even close. The closest is Sidney Crosby, and he's sitting at 622 goals. 273 goals away from Ovechkin. Now, if we switch over to total points, which includes assists, Crosby is actually ahead of Ovechkin by 63 points, even having 273 less goals in 139 less games. Well, that's all I had to point out there. Now, I don't know if anyone's going to get to that amount of goals, but someone will probably surpass both Crosby and Ovechkin in points, total points, and that is Connor McDavid. He is at over 1,000 points with just under 800 games played. Or no, just over 700 games played, my bad. Yeah, 708 is his amount of games played. If you double that, if he stays healthy enough, and you double that to 1,400 games, he should be sitting at around 2,000 points, which would be second behind Gretzky by 800, which is why what Gretzky is still the great one. But he would definitely be ahead of Jágr, who is in second place at 1,921. I mean, the fact that you take away all of Gretzky's goals, this is one of my favorite stats in all of sports. If you take away all of Gretzky's goals, he still leads in total points just with his assists at 1,963. That's 42 ahead of Jágr just on assists. That's insane. Now, if you took away all of Ovechkin's goals, just for example, he would be left with 714 points. And that would put him at 262nd overall. So, yeah, that's why Gretzky is the great one. Even though I am a Pens fan and the Capitals are our rival more so than the Flyers, to be honest with you, in my opinion, you have to feel good for Ovechkin. Like I said, like I keep saying, this is not something that I would ever have thought I would see broken. One of Gretzky's all-time career stats in any category. I never thought that he would be surpassed. Okay, let's zoom through the rest of March Madness, and just like the NBA Finals, March Madness Finals needs a better name. So yeah, in the Final Four, Florida moves on as expected with Walter Clayton Jr. going off for 34 points and 5 threes. First national title appearance since 2006-2007 when they won it back-to-back. But was unexpected was Duke blowing it against Houston. Duke was up 67-61 with 33.7 seconds left. I wasn't watching the game, obviously. What happened? I guess the main gripe is that there were some uncalled fouls that were against flag that should have gone Duke's way. They should have won handily. They were up by so much at halftime, which I actually did watch till halftime, but I stopped watching because they were up by so much. So what in the world? This is probably one of the best teams to not win a championship. So then that left us with Florida versus Houston. And I don't know why I didn't bet on the under. The under was 140.5. Do you think either of these teams scored 70 points? No, 65 to 63. And Florida came back to win it. I don't know. I legitimately could not care less. But they only led for a total of 64 seconds in the game out of 40 total minutes. But yeah, that's it for March Madness. Let's hope that next year is a little bit better. Maybe they'll purposely make the seeds a little fucked up to get some of those upsets that we want to see. But yeah, unless there's a Cinderella next year. God, this might turn out bad with the transfer portal. All right, a little bit of NBA news that has people confused. I don't know. Can someone who knows more about basketball tell me why the Nuggets fired their coach after winning the finals just 2 years ago? And they're currently fourth in the West at 47-32 and are third in points per game. Now, they are 25th in points allowed per game. So I wonder if that has anything to do with it, but that's like saying, remember the Patriots defenses in like 2012, 2010, that range? The defense was horrible. They were definitely a bend but not break kind of defense. They were like always in the bottom third in yards allowed, but they were always just middle of the pack in like points allowed. But they always had the top 5 offense to carry them. And what if the Patriots fired Belichick? That would be just as confusing, I think, as the Nuggets firing their coach. They reportedly fired him. Now, I don't know how much weight this actually has because he was less hard on Jokic and Jamal Murray than the rest of the players on the team. Yeah, no shit. Why aren't you harder on the 3-time MVP? Get the fuck out of here. Oh, how about Jamal Murray then? The 2 to the 1-2 punch that consistently carries the rest of everyone on that team? Yeah, it's going to be a little bit different for those two compared to the rest of them.
And have some pride. I didn't think we played with any pride tonight.
I feel like they took that.
I really care. It's not my job to evaluate how they take things. My job is to be honest, and sometimes brutally honest. And tonight, it was a brutally honest message. And the guys that are full of shit won't hear it. You know, they'll say, Coach is tripping. And the guys that maybe do really care will, because they're not going to go back and watch their minutes, because nobody watches their minutes. Nobody watches film. So we'll have to show them the film. And I said, if somebody disagrees with me, please speak up. And nobody said a word. So, again, I'm not really concerned with how they took that message. My thing is being honest with how we just played. And the same thing that's been bothering us of late that I talked about pregame, the turnovers, the rebounding, was even worse tonight. And I didn't think it could get any worse, but it did.
Michael Malone had one of the best post-parade speeches, I think, ever. And he was dubbed the Lakers' daddy.
He came into this world as the son of a coach, but in these playoffs, he became the Lakers' daddy.
2 rings. I got guys like Bruce Brown. Come here, Bruce. Hey, y'all tell me, is Brucey B going anywhere? Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Hey, we running this shit back. We running this shit back. Hell yeah. Come on. Get loud. Get loud. Get loud.
Okay, and the last thing for the NBA here, I know we've all been waiting for it. Luka makes his debut back in Dallas as they face the Mavs tonight. I'm recording this on Wednesday, so yeah, we got to speed through this a little bit. I got to get this edited and out tomorrow. All right, everyone around baseball is getting extended. I know a lot of players said that they wouldn't talk to agents or they wouldn't try to converse with the team about signing a contract after the season started. But it's happening all over the place. Christian Campbell signed with the Red Sox on an extension. They locked him up. Jackson Merrill's locked up with the Padres. Ketel Marte signed an extension with the Diamondbacks and just got hurt. But the Passan bomb that was dropped was that Vladito and the Blue Jays reached an agreement on a 14-year, $500 million contract. No deferrals like he wanted. And he's actually signing a $325 million signing bonus that's over the course of the 14 years. And that's just to get around some taxes, so he'll have a little bit more money in his pocket. That's crazy. If every contract that's given out is a $500 million plus contract, the Pirates have zero chance of ever signing a good free agent ever. And let's just go into the Pirates then, since we already brought them up. The Yankees came to town this past weekend for the home opener at 4:12 p.m. Before the game started, there was an airplane flying around with a message, "Sell the team, Bob. Our team, not his.com." You can go there if you want to. I've not gone there yet. I think that's a little bit more effective than a billboard. But also, what's more effective than both is a fan, I don't know if it was a Yankees fan or a Pirates fan, showed up to the game in a Skeens Yankees jersey. Oh, that pissed me off something good when I saw that. Holy shit. Oh my God. And you know what? It might just happen because sell the team chants broke out on opening day after the Yankees went up 3-0 on 2 errors. One of them should have been, I think only one of them was considered an error. Both of them should have been errors. But other than that, the park was so quiet when the chant ended. This was extremely embarrassing. I mean, it was 7-1 at the top of the 4th inning. But at least my bets hit there. I am sticking to what I said, putting 50 on whoever the Pirates play. It hasn't worked out a little bit these past few days, but we're in the green. We're doing well. 50 on every game except for Skeens days for opponents against the Pirates. And even on Skeens days sometimes. But yeah, Nutting was walking around the ballpark during the home opener. Wait, like during the game. That's holy shit. Someone should have literally taken one for the team and pushed his rotund ass off the rotunda.
Can I get a word, Bob? Bob, can I get a word? How was opening day for you? How you doing?
Hey, I will say it takes some balls because the fans were not holding back, no fear in his face in the eyes of angry Pittsburghers. God, we'll never win. And the Pirates did win a game on Sunday to not get swept by the Yankees, but they tried their hardest not to win that game. Baraki came into a 4-1 game after the Pirates put Holderman on the IL, where I hope he'll rot. So he was the next logical conclusion as closer. He allowed the Yankees to tie the game at 4 and didn't finish the inning. I bet the Yankees plus 1.5 at plus 370 with 2 outs in the 9th when they were making that comeback. And it ended up working out. Let's go. Like a dumbass, may I mention, I was just trying to chase, just hoping for the best, and it actually happened. So I have not done that since. But, I mean, yeah, even Skeens can't bring the crowd out to the game when it's under 40 degrees at opening pitch. But hell, even the Pirates knew that it was too cold and gave 2 free tickets to every person in attendance to a future home game. The stadium still wouldn't even be halfway full if you doubled the amount of people, though. Do you think that's going to make us forget about the bricks, Nutting, huh? Well, here I ended up putting $50 on the Pirates opponent on Skeens Day. He let up 3 runs in the 3rd inning, and Sonny Gray has the Pirates number over his entire career. So I was very comfortable betting on the Cardinals there. And like I said, I'll be honest, I'm kind of fucking bawling. I somehow didn't have to pay taxes from FanDuel this year. But I might have to next year if this keeps up. It's kind of ludicrous. But yeah, about the bricks. Nutting is dismantling PNC Park right in front of our eyes. He'll take the stadium with him to his death ad by ad and brick by literal brick, the Surfside vodka wall instead of the Clemente wall. Give me a fucking break. So the Pirates replaced a Clemente sign on the right field wall, the Clemente wall, with a Surfside vodka ad. Well, the Clemente family took notice of it, and they were not happy about it one bit. This is from Roberto Clemente Jr. Yesterday, I was shocked to learn that the Clemente 21 sign, a tribute to my father on the right field wall at PNC Park in Pittsburgh, had been removed and replaced by an advertisement. He really held back there. He could have really sent the point home and said, buy an alcohol advertisement. The change was made without any communication or consultation with our family. While we appreciate the Pirates acknowledge their failure to inform us, it reveals a broader issue, a lack of meaningful collaboration between the organization and on matters that are deeply personal and historically significant to us and the fans. The outpouring of support from fans in Pittsburgh and across the country has been overwhelming and deeply appreciated. It is clear that our father's legacy continues to inspire and unite people, not only for his achievements on the field, but for the integrity and compassion he demonstrated off of it. We have always been open to building a sincere and lasting partnership with the Pirates, one grounded in respect and shared values. Our hope is that this moment serves as an opportunity for reflection, paving the way for a more thoughtful, transparent, and collaborative relationship moving forward. I intend to reach out to the Pirates directly to explore this further. So this was before he even got in contact with the Pirates. And what do you know is the next piece of news that comes out? The Bucko bricks. I thought that I had mentioned this on the podcast before. Were removed. And the team said, after more than 25 years, the sidewalks that surround PNC Park were in dire need of repairs, including the Bucko brick display. We are currently exploring multiple options on how best to display the bricks and, more importantly, the personal messages and memories on them. Those fans who participated in the program should know we are working to ensure the essence of the program is captured moving forward. So, like Roberto Clemente Jr. just said, there was a lack of transparency with him and the sign being removed. Well, there was a huge lack of transparency here because before anyone knew what was happening with the bricks, they were found in a landfill. At least it was a recycling landfill in a neighboring county near Pittsburgh. What the hell is going on? And I don't think the team would have said anything about it if no one found this out. That is the huge problem. They do not address any of this until there is a huge stink brought up about it, and they look terrible for not saying anything. So I really can't tell if they're just trying to save their own ass or if they're not communicating properly. But yeah, I knew that I wasn't misremembering when I thought that I saw something that said they were going to put them back. But I guess that they do have all the messages written down and like saved somewhere, but do we really trust them at this point? Come on. I know that they said they were also going to be giving commemorative bricks to the people that already have one, but yeah, someone needs to wahoo on Nutting's ass right now. He's just being downright stupid. So I guess this is the essence of the program being as good as garbage. I would have been absolutely livid if I had purchased one for, say, like my dead grandmother or something. That would be horrible to find that out, that they're just in a landfill somewhere and the team never said anything about it. The Pirates hoped to have the bricks on display, back on display before last week's home opener, but are instead taking more time to develop a more permanent and sustainable display. While this new display could be located in a different spot outside the ballpark, the Pirates said the names and messaging from each brick will remain the same. There, they said it there. Apparently, this is the third time that they've replaced the bricks. They just didn't have it ready in time this time. Simply communicating these things would go such a long way before they are found and you look even more like the bad guy in a community that already does not trust you. Oh, I have to add this in here. I saw this on Twitter. PNC Park, Bucko bricks shipped to Antifa protest. Oh, if you put a pile of bricks next to PNC Park, I know exactly what I'm doing with it. But yeah, Pirates, they're doing a little bit better. They're 5-8. They walked off the Yankees in extra innings on Sunday, and they just walked off the Cardinals today in the 13th inning. So, I mean, if they make it to extras, they're golden. All right, so kind of just around the rest of the league here. We'll go to the standings. Blue Jays are on top. Like I said, they extended Vlad. Red Sox have a new documentary out on Netflix, actually. It's called Clubhouse. the documentary series. I'm going to have to watch that. Did not have time to watch it yet. Tigers are leading the Central. The Angels are actually at the top of the AL West. That's surprising. Rangers are right behind them, though, at 8-4. Angels are 7-3. Same situation here with the Phillies and the Mets. Phillies are 7-3. Mets are 8-4. In the NL East, for the NL Central, Cubs are 9-5. I think they're doing pretty well. They had a pretty damn good offseason. And Jameson Taillon, I love you. Even though you're still a Cub, even though you're on the Cubs. But yeah, they're doing really well. Pirates at the bottom of the division at 5-8 right now. And for the NL West, the Padres are sitting at 9-3. The Giants behind them at 8-3, and the Dodgers are behind the Giants at 9-4. Speaking of the Giants, the City Connect uniforms looked a little bit better when they came out with the rest of the uniform. And the accents, like all the waves and stuff, like it's based on like the music of San Francisco, it does make a little bit more sense. But I still don't like that spray painted font, even though I did enter a contest to win one of the jerseys. But yeah, the Dodgers started out 8-0 and were actually on their way to Philly, and the Dodgers social media censored Kike Hernandez's hat. It was a butthole whisperer hat, and I think that's why they lost that game against the Phillies. You gotta let Kike be Kike. And on the opposite end of the spectrum, the Braves started out 0-7 and didn't get their first win until the same day that the Dodgers lost their first game, and the Braves beat the Marlins on Friday. They've gotten one more win since then. They're 2-8. I mean, hell, that's even worse than the Pirates. That kind of really stinks. Oh, and also I wanted to mention that Devers broke his 0-for-21 skid with the RBI double and actually had a 4-for-4 game this past Sunday night. And Tatis hit a second home run. I'm wondering when I'm going to get that flagship autograph card. Flagship. No, I can't wait. I will definitely show everyone when I get it. All right, is that it? I think that's it for actual baseball. The only other thing that's kind of baseball adjacent that I wanted to go over was the Paul Skeens GQ photo shoot. Young Gravy, Paul Skeens collab when? And that's basically all that I had on it, other than him saying that it was fun to do that.
Yeah, I didn't know what GQ was until the offer came, so glad I did it. It was fun. It was very fun. It was on the one day in like a million years that it snowed in Baton Rouge, so it kind of worked out perfectly. We got some sweet pictures. It was a fun day. I mean, how'd I look? You guys think I look good?
Okay, so I think that's definitely it for baseball. Colorado finally had their pro day, and they called it the Colorado Showcase. How arrogant can you be? Are you kidding me? Ugh. And then Travis Hunter actually did end up running routes, but that was the only thing he did, and he went in without gloves. Apparently, I don't know, I'm just hearing that's the ultimate flex, to go in when you normally wear gloves, to go in and show that you can do it without them. I don't know, I guess it went well, but I think it's funny how the Patriots subreddit is really pushing like fake headlines about Shedeur Sanders so that he gets picked in the top 3 so that one of Carter or Travis Hunter falls to the Patriots. It's so funny. Like this one, for example, one major character concern teams found after meeting Shedeur Sanders: he has such high character, he'll eventually have to split time between QB and president. That's awesome. And then on the opposite end of the spectrum, is Hunter an overrated offensive prospect? All his tape shows is Shedeur consistently throwing him open. And then also Abdul Carter has serious character concerns per Bob McGinn and Grade Bedard, whoever those are. He's got everything you're looking for in an edge rusher, but he's not a quality guy. I love it. Keep it up. Keep feeding this stuff before the draft, which is in 2 weeks. Oh, we got to do our mock draft next week. It really cannot come soon enough. So on to the NFL. We had some rule changes from last. I didn't go over these last week. I should have, but electronic measuring is official. We are using the Hawkeye system, or the Hawkman, the track guy, Hawkman, track whatever. The same system that the same camera system that baseball uses in their stadiums to measure where the fuck the football is, because that just makes sense. Finally, the tush push is still good. They're kind of discussing this. They're saying it's tabled for now, but that they're gonna bring it back up next year or midseason or something. But they're still trying to get it pushed, I think, before the season starts. The touchback will now be at the 35, so this should increase touchback, or should increase returns even more. Because the 35-yard line, that's insane. Just put it at the 50 at that point. If you really want people to return the ball more, penalize them even more. Somehow kicking the ball out of bounds still gets them to the 45 to only the 40. In this case, if you kick the ball out of bounds, I think it actually should be moved to the 50 now. Playoff OT rules for the regular season games, just instead of 15-minute quarters, it's going to be 10-minute quarters just for the sake of time. And there will be 3 Christmas Day games, 2 on Netflix, 1 on Amazon Prime, I believe. All right. But yes, the hammer finally dropped on Joe Milton. He was traded to the Cowboys for a 5th-round pick, but we also gave up a 7th-round pick. So the aggregate of that, a 6th-round pick. What was he drafted in? The 6th round. They didn't get any value for him? Are you kidding me? They might be able to use that to trade back up into the first, maybe trade back up into the second for something. I think he definitely proved that he was worth at least a 4th rounder. If he would have sent back a 7th or a 6th for a 4th in return, even that would have been great. But honestly, I think that he holds more value as the backup quarterback than a 5th round pick over Josh Dobbs being QB2. But from K. Gurgian on Twitter, based on intel gathered from sources during the week, Milton fancied himself a starter. He didn't see himself being given a legitimate chance to compete with Drake May. He also believed he was good enough to give May a run, if not overtake him for the top job. All right, yeah, if we don't need that type of energy in the building. I like the confidence, but if he's going to be all shitty about it like that, then they're not going to give me a real shot, then good riddance. You did well in the preseason and week 18 against preseason level competition. Of course you're not going to get the shot over the number 3 pick in last year's draft, who showed that he was a franchise level quarterback himself. So why would you just throw that out the window? But I don't get it. I just want the draft to be here. I've had enough of listening to all these rumors, although I still want the fake rumors of Shadur and, Abdul Carter and Travis Hunter to keep showing up on the Patriots subreddit just because I think they're funny. But, yeah. Little note here. I am really, really not understanding the hype on Tyler Shuck. It's not Shao, it's Shuck. And I'm hearing it mostly from Mel Kiper. He was constantly blowing games, giving everyone false hopes by making a couple comebacks, most notably against Miami, and then shitting the bed to end the game. Is he even as good as Josh Rosen was coming out of college? In my opinion, I don't think so. That and the fact that he'll be 26 in September is wild that he's even getting this hype. Nix was the oldest rookie quarterback from last year, and he just turned 25 in February. Tyler Shuck is older than Bo Nix. Absolutely quit it with the narrative that a team will be trading back up into the end of the first round to get him. He might be out of the league by the end of year 2. Why would you even need the 5th-year option? You're just wasting your first-round pick. But honestly, someone might get desperate enough, and that someone might be the Steelers. The fact that the Steelers haven't hosted Jackson Dart is extremely worrying if I were a fan of them. Dart has only visited with the Giants, Saints, and Rams and had a trip to Cleveland yesterday and has a trip to Las Vegas scheduled. What are the Steelers going to do if Rodgers doesn't sign with them and just retires instead? Are you really going to try to swing a Cousins trade? I can't believe they weren't in on Milton at all. It really does not make any sense. You want to roll into the season with Mason Rudolph as the only quarterback on your roster? God, if Tomlin goes 9-8 with Rudolph as the starter, he deserves another year as the head coach. I mean, personally, I think that Kyle McCord's even better than Tyler Shuck, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Steelers were in on him in maybe the 3rd or 4th round. I don't even see Kyle McCord making it out of day 2. Honestly, even I would take McCord over Will Howard or Jalen Milroe. Over Milroe might be a little bit wild because Milroe has a lot better physical traits and has shown flashes of greatness. But McCord only thrived at Syracuse and didn't do too much at Ohio State. So yeah, I don't know. I do like him as a prospect more than Shuck, for sure. All right, 2 things came out on Netflix this past week that I really want to watch. Like I said before, the Clubhouse series about the Red Sox, and apparently Jaron Duran has a whole thing in that. But then the second thing is Kill Tony. Kill Tony is on Netflix. I never thought that I'd see the day that I'd be watching it on anything besides YouTube. Maybe Patreon, but definitely not Netflix. So I gotta watch that, but basically everything else was shelved this past weekend because in more TV news, I binge watched seasons 1 and 2 of Invincible and am on season 3. I watched seasons 1 and 2 between Friday night and Sunday night. So it's incredible, absolutely incredible. And I learned that my best friend named his son after Omni-Man. Oh my God, that is fucking incredible. And it is the most him thing to do ever. If you knew him, you'd be like, oh yeah, that tracks. I fucking love it. All right, MLB The Show 25, the GOAT pitcher series is still going strong. We just came out with episode 8. We're almost at the end of May, I believe. And things are going a little bit better. ERA is still like mid-4s, so we're at least out of the 5s. Pulled myself down a little bit more. Last game we went 5 innings pitched, 8 Ks, 2 earned runs, 3 walks. Not bad. Definitely not bad at all. Making some progress there. But yeah, okay. Let me check Twitter. Make sure I didn't miss anything that I wanted to talk about. We kind of went through that pretty fast. Oh, they played the Severance music during an umpire review at PNC Park, and the memes are starting to come out like crazy. I guess they're playing it all over the place around the league. But it's Gemma, actually, spoiler, Miss Casey, saying, your Audi has a favorite team that often makes him contemplate suicide. That is so good. Oh, Diggs finally settled on a number. Number 8. Diggs 8. I like it. Kenley Jansen got to 450 career saves, so he's probably going to be one of the last relievers ever to get to that mark. Ooh, oh no. That's not Shamar Stewart. That's Shamar Turner. Who the hell is that? Never mind. I thought that was Shamar Stewart. Okay, I believe that's it. Make sure to leave a like and comment on each video, and make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hoagies and Pierogis is available on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you listen to podcasts, and make sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok for clips throughout the week that I have neglected for the past month. And we'll leave you with this. Munch.
Live from Central Pennsylvania with your host Ian DiCarlo, this is Hoagies and Pierogis.
The Ski Stash! The Ski Stash!
Welcome to the Big Ten.
Beijers go drink, mate. Let's go!